Hi, hi guys. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm very excited to participate in this amazing nine digital money and blockchain forum. Um, I know that it's a very strange time that now the Bitcoin or blockchain industry in the world got shaking. First of all, I want to say for all the people that participate and heard about the CBDC and also will take a few minutes to talk about that. We are growing as an industry, and I think the big change now, we need to understand that it's all going to the path of regulation. And if companies think that they are not part of the rules of the game of the financial service in the world, it's going to be very bad for them, because finance, it's rules that written for hundreds of years. And we need to think about blockchain and crypto not as a revolution, but as evolution. And if there's evolution, we need to take all the standard of AML, KYC, privacy, protection, and we need to implement that inside of the technology. And that's what INX all about, because we know there's a lot of companies that are exchanges or a stock market or any other market, but it's not regulated. And that's why it's a fringe usage globally. And that's why most of countries are really crunching the base and focusing how to regulate and how to license all the tokens, and on the other hand, all the companies who are issuing tokens and raising capital with no legal permission. And we see now companies crash like Luna, Terra, Celsius, and etc. because they didn't get any approval to do what they are doing. So I want to tell about a new and advanced way to raise capital, even though it's almost same what happened in this traditional market. So INX is a company from 2017. She have two trading platforms, one for cryptocurrency and one for a security token. And I will talk about the security token. Can you imagine a way that you can raise capital as a company from your own users, retail users, credit and investors, etc., with no debt, and you still own 100% of your company? If someone knows a way, please let me know, because I think we are the only way to raise capital today that it's not dilutive, it's not on your cap table, you are still the owner of the company, but you give a real partnership to your investors. That's what is INX. The vision of INX, we said we need not need to say sorry in the end. We need to ask permission for the beginning. And if you remember, in 2017, we had a lot of ICOs. What is ICO, initial coin offering? You issue coins, you raise capital from the community, and you say you have ownership, you have partnership in the community, in a new company, but for reality, you had nothing, you had no protection. And that's why INX CEO entrepreneur Shai Datika decided, before he's opening the company, he goes to the SEC and try to convince them to raise capital with a token. And that's what is a security token. And it took almost 4 years, $4 million out of pocket, 480 prospectus pages, and 18 rounds with the SEC. And eventually, INX launched its own token IPO. And that's how she raised $85 million. Not only from fiat money, also from cryptocurrency, from 7,200 investors, Most of them are retail, but also institution and credited investors. And from 74 countries globally, but of course, most of the money came from from US. And the token it's not an equity token, it's a dividend token. So today, those 7,200 investors are really partners of us. They have the possibility to get revenues of a piece of the 40% of the income of revenues because they hold the token. And once it's happened a year ago that there's this token fully authorized, fully acceptable from the SEC, and is holding the legal protection as an Apple stock in the New York Stock Exchange. So with this $85 million, we are now building, built two trading platforms. As I said, one for cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ether, Sand, etc. This is today open for 72 countries globally. But on the other end, the security token, like a stock exchange operation, and then we are going to combine them together. So people have all the legal protection they need if they want to buy digital assets, if it's cryptocurrency or security token. And the most interesting part here that we all know that most of the token today that say about themselves they are utility token, they are really a security token. We can hear what Gary Gensler, the chairman of the SEC, saying 2 times a month. Most of the token is going to be a security token. So most of the tokens that people hold will be needed to shift, because to sell security token, you have to have your license to sell them. So eventually what we are talking about, a regulated platform that regulated as any stock market in the world, like the Polish stock market, the Israeli stock market, the New York stock market. There's a license that need to be approved by that, and every one of the people understand what is a security stock. So there's no difference between security token and other security that's on the Polish stock exchange. And we now have fully regulated platform to do that. What does it mean? Does it mean that all a trading platform that will want to operate in the US market, and then in the EU market, and after that in the Japanese, the Australian, and every Western country will need to be licensed by same rules today stock exchange are licensed. But we see ourselves not as a regular stock exchange or traditional stock exchange. We see ourselves as the DeFi and the CeFi DeFi combination of the stock exchange, because we are operational for 24/7, 365 days a year. If you want to buy a security token or a cryptocurrency, you take your own MetaMask wallet, you go AML KYC like you open a bank account, but then you can start trading with your own digital asset, and you hold your own digital asset. And as I said, it's 5 times more than any stock exchange now available in the world. We're operational for 24/7, 365 days a year. So if a Japanese customer want to buy a Canadian company security token, he can do that whatever they want. And they not need to wait until the Canadian stock exchange will start trading. So we have made a security token IPO offering and raised $85 million. And we thought that it's a great opportunity for companies to do the same. And that's why we're now offering a nose-to-tail solution for companies to raise this kind of capital. And I think in this bear market, it's the one of the most interesting ways to raise capital. And why? First of all, if we now take money from the bank, because of the interest rate, it's very, very expensive. The VCs now start to evaluate their companies much less, and they want more equity. So you get less for more. And I don't need to say that the stock market is a killing zone now, and all stocks dropping for 75, 80%, and even more. So now we have the possibility to raise capital from retail in crypto globally, non-dilutive capital raise, and a real partnership to your companies, and do that in one place. And I know now there's not many security token trading platform that there is, but as the walls of regulation are closing, also from the US part and also from the EU region, we understand that in the near future, months and years, all of the trading platform will have to get license, and the possibility to bring a raise capital security token become a standard. So from the pre-issuing and pre-sale of the token through the minting of the token, the listing that on the trading platform, and do a vivid secondary market, nose to tail, fully regulated, full protection you have now on INX platform. And now we aim for companies that are tech companies, approximately also early stage companies who have a product, sales, and the most important is a community, but also big companies who would thought about going to raise capital in a traditional stock exchange. We ask them, see that way. I think it's going to be something that it will become a standard in the next few years. So if you and the people from the universities want to know more about this regulated, approved, secure way to raise capital, or you are entrepreneurs that have to raise money because you have to grow even in this bear market, it can be a very, very interesting opportunity. And if I may also discuss about something that raised before, the CBDC. Eventually, we all understand that all money becomes digital money. And as my colleagues earlier mentioned, there's some countries already are in a well-positioned to and testing digital CBDC, central bank digital currency. The regulation, the technology is already there. The structure, the infrastructure already built. I think the most important thing that we'll have to do as an industry, we need to make some kind of standard. I think the problem that any central bank are testing alone is technology. And then we see the Chinese government making their own digital yuan, and nobody knows how it's operational, what is happening there, what infrastructure. I think because we are talking about legacy technology, it changed in the way that people hold money and transfer money for one another. The most important thing to do now, it's one standard, regulatory standard that the governments and central banks are discussing and deciding. I know it's a long journey, but you can see on INX now the possibility to hold your own asset, to own both with fiat and crypto, to have all this structure, technological structure approved by the government. It's the proof that we can go another flow up and start to test this technology with central banks. I think if it's going to be one startup, like in the internet protocol, the HTTP, eventually, if they decide, we can start test that and move to an era that the ID is digital, your all medical records, you are holding the same, your school graduation, your university graduation, your patents that written on you, the taboo of your house, all documentation, you can hold that, and the countries will issue their own digital currency, and the possibility to trade between companies, between countries, going to be very easy. It's blockchain. It's a governmental technology. We need to understand that it's not only financial technology, because financial is only partial. Because of the smart contract, we can code any law or a procedure that we want. So if the technology know how to take laws and digitalize that, and the countries can see a lot of the process, bureaucratic process, can be very eased by blockchain. We as an industry people, we as academic researcher, we as a political and governmental officials need to meet all the time, like in this conference, and discuss the way to combine the technology with the regulation and the procedure. And I truly believe there's only a gap in the understanding of the side. And I work in the Israeli government for 13 years. I, as an entrepreneur in the blockchain industry, understand our official work. Only when we discuss about it and try to find a solution and meet with this kind of panels, I truly believe that the revolution that the blockchain technology can do to governments on local sides and on national side and between countries, and a lot of the bureaucratical problems that we have, it's going to change as the internet changed the way we operate and think. So I hope that we'll meet again, and for you, if you have any question, if you want to know more, if entrepreneurs, researchers, or government officials want to understand how we succeed to go to the most hard-headed regulator on the world and succeed to break and make this black swan happen, and where we think that the industry is going, I open, and please feel free to connect me. And thank you so much. Thank you for your time. It was really a pleasure.
Thank you, Igor, for your presentation. As we could hear Ivor's point of views that at the end of and finally, that many financial services that are available at the moment on blockchain will be finally regulated someday. We should fit to the regulations, not the other way around. We'll see what will happen in the future, but probably this cohesion between the decentralized, partly anarchic movement with the government and its regulations. I think it will happen in the future. That's inevitable to some extent, but we'll see probably many different solutions to that. They may be more pro-market oriented or maybe more controlled by the government, as we could see it happening in China.